Hello Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, coming to you from a very somber Market Club headquarters. Obviously the events over the weekend on Friday with France is a terrible, terrible event, and we just want to pray for them. But let's look at the markets, because that's our main primary purpose of the blog, is to look at what's going on in the markets. As you know, for some time now we've been thinking Apple has not been acting well, and of course today we get a weekly in here indicating a sideline position in this stock. One thing you can look at in Apple, which I think has been a huge disappointment, is they haven't come out with any groundbreaking hot new items. You can see from here, really from February all the way here, there was no action whatsoever. I mean, it just basically went sideways. And here we are, we just had a little blip, and we're really not doing anything here either. It just seems we just are slowly eroding. I read a very interesting article over the weekend about Apple and how all the insiders, Tim Cook included, are basically selling a tremendous amount of options on their positions. Also, I looked at the new iPad that is just coming out on Friday, I think, of last week. And to be honest with you, I don't get it. It's a beautifully made instrument, but I just don't see where they're going to get the sales. They need to have some hot new product. The watch really didn't do it, and the new Apple TV hasn't really done it. So they're just selling the same old, and there's not a lot of sizzle. And also, I don't think there's a lot of vision at Apple right now. And I think some of the other places may be taking over. You have to remember, Apple is about 35 years old now. It's not a new company anymore. It's been around since 1980 approximately. And it's grown dramatically. It's the largest company in the world, but it's becoming sluggish. It's not a growth company anymore. The other thing you want to look at right here is the fact that we're below the 50 line. Not a good sign. So I would say Apple is going to remain on the defensive. We'll probably see more action maybe like this, but I think eventually it's just going to continue to erode or just stay flat. Nothing dramatic there. Facebook also gave a signal today at 101.18. It's currently trading at 101.56. But again, that is a signal to move to the sidelines. Not to say we're bearish on Facebook. It just means move to the sidelines, protect your capital, and take your profits. You can see we got in at $99 and we're out at 101. So maybe a couple of dollars profit. Nothing dramatic, but nonetheless, we are not going to sit through what could be a pullback, maybe to $90, maybe to $80, who knows. But for now, I'd want to be on the sidelines. Amazon continues to be positive. Both our triangles are positive here, and we gave you the number there on Amazon. 596 is the key number to look at. So that would be 596. That would take us into the neutral column. It would turn this triangle red, indicating a negative situation and a sidelines position. So 596 is the area to watch on Amazon. Currently trading at $625, so it's about $30 away, but things can move pretty quickly. Netflix got very, very close. Our point on Netflix, and this is the key level to watch, in our opinion, is $99.35. If it goes below that level, then I think we'll see, this would move us into the neutral column with the weekly triangle and be a sidelines position. But for now, it just got very close to it. You can see where it got down to today, and it sort of bounced up a little bit from the lows. So let's see how that plays out. We are currently still trading just below this 50 line. We want to see that go over, but nonetheless, we are still longer term positive on Netflix. Now on Under Armour, which I still think longer term is probably going to do well, it's still a sideways action. You should be out of this market. We're very heavily oversold. The key level to watch right here in this market, in our opinion, is right here. If we go below that level, and the level we're looking at here is $80.10, then that would be an indication that Netflix is actually going to continue to move lower. But for now, you want to just be on the sidelines right here. That's a sideline position. Longer term trend is positive. Wait for the weekly to turn green before doing anything in this market, in our opinion. This is the Dow. You can see we had a signal on the Dow to exit the position, so we're out of this position. It's a trading range. 60 minus 60 is a trading range. We're below the 50 line, so again, on the sidelines is the best place to be in this market. Same picture on the S&P 500. It's a weekly trade triangle today at 2022.02, all the twos, and below the 50 line, be on the sidelines in this market for the time being. Nasdaq a little bit different there. We had a weekly indicating all our trade triangles are negative, indicating a bear market and further downside pressure. So I'd watch that very, very carefully. The Nasdaq is the one that's down the most today, and certainly is down about 0.25%. Nothing dramatic, but it's still early in the day. Let's see how that works out. Plus, we're below the 50 line here. In regards to gold, let's put our daily on there because that's one thing we look at. There's a daily kicked in today. A little bit of a divergence here, nothing dramatic, but certainly the daily kicked in today saying you should be on the sidelines in this market. Shouldn't be short anymore. And we're still above this low that was taken back in August. So let's watch that very, very carefully. On the euro, obviously this was not a good thing for the euro over the weekend, and you can see we're down minus 100. I still think around these levels it's probably going to find support, but we'll just see. I said that 107 to 108 was our target zone. We're right in the middle of there, and let's see how that plays out. Crude oil, now the big thing with crude oil, we're moving to the January contract, and you can see that's clearly on the downside. I think we're going to test these levels right around the 40, maybe 39, even 38, but nonetheless the trend is clearly down, and this whole area right here is still a sort of distribution right here, and you can see we've gone below this level, and it looks like it can certainly test these areas that we saw back here. So let's see how that works out, but nonetheless it's a score of a minus 100, strong downward trend. Hey, I'm Adam Hewis. I appreciate you watching the video today, and of course our prayers go out to all the folks in Europe and in France, so take care.